become the new provider, the official provider of insurance for the IGDA and for all of the members. Bear with me one second. There we go. So today on our call, what we're going to cover, we're going to talk about who is Hub, what are our capabilities, what are the new insurance solutions offered to IGA members, and then next steps for how to apply for those. You'll see on your screens, you should all have a chat feature available. If you have questions, please feel free to send us questions throughout the presentation. If you have them, we'll do our best to answer as many as we can in our allotted time frame. If you have specific questions that might not be, something general for the entire group, you can send those. I can answer those privately. And also, if you do think of something after our call today, you'll see all of my contact information listed on the IGDA website and at the end of this presentation as well. You can always email or send or give me a phone call for specific questions. Okay. So again, my name is Sarah Owens. I'm the practice leader for our program called GameGuard. GameGuard specializes in working with video game publishers and developers to help them with their insurance and risk management needs. That could be everything from business insurance, anything you're contractually obligated to get as a video game developer, maybe errors and omissions insurance, general liability, something that you need based on a contract that you get from a publisher. Also things like health insurance. So we can help with group health insurance for your studio. We can help with individual health insurance. All of those different insurance products are available through the program called GameGuard. So who is Hub, or what is Hub International? At Hub, we're insurance brokers. So we are not the insurance company, but what we do is help you to buy insurance, to find the best products and the best premiums that are out there that will actually fit the needs of game developers. We started the GameGuard program about 8 years ago because there really was a lack of the appropriate coverage in the marketplace for video game developers. So the products that were available might have been too expensive, or they just weren't covering the right things, copyright, trademark, and we'll get into all those details. So the goal in starting this program was to make a tailored product that would suit your needs, not be something that is maybe for just a straight up software company, a programming company, but really to make sure that a video game developer has the coverages for both the entertainment side, because it's really an entertainment piece that you're creating, as well as the programming side of a video game. So at Hub, as I mentioned, we're insurance brokers. We have over 300 locations. We're a large brokerage. We're one of the top 10 brokerages on a global basis. We have over 1 million clients, 7,500 employees, and we do about $8 billion of premium every year. Within Hub, we have a practice group called Hub Entertainment, and that's where all of our video game clients fall into. That is located, our video game practice is located in Los Angeles, California. That's where I'm located. But we have specialists all around the country and all around the world. So this is absolutely a program that is for both our IGDA members in the U.S. as well as outside of the U.S. And we'll talk about the different components as we go through this presentation. Not everything is available for our members outside of the United States, but we definitely have solutions and insurance products that you'll see value in, that you can access regardless of where you are. So our capabilities, a little bit about Hub and what we can do for you in terms of insurance as IGDA members. So we talked a little bit about there's two options that you're really looking at, or two buckets. So we have health insurance and then the business side of the insurance. So for health insurance, for your production, for your game development studio, we can do everything from medical, dental, vision, disability, life insurance, long-term care, You'll see the business travel, group personal excess. These are products that are available that we can help you with. And what we're really going to do is tailor an insurance program to your specific studio. So you might see things on this list. It's a comprehensive list, and you can pick and choose what's right for you and what you would want for your studio, and we'll help you place all of that. For business insurance, we talked about those tailored programs that we have. So general liability, errors and omissions insurance, employment practices liability, directors and officers insurance. Again, those are all things tailored specifically for game developers, and we can help meet the needs of any contract that you have from a publisher, look at the risk that you have, and assess what would be the best coverages for you. In terms of additional resources, right, so placing the insurance is just one piece of it, but really our goal is to help you prevent claims, and if a claim does occur, how do we respond to that? Because the reality is we can have all the right practices in place, we can have the best insurance, but sometimes claims happen, and we want to make sure there's a plan set up to address those. So as IGDA members, working with us as video game specialists, we can help advise you on things to prevent claims. Like one example might be making sure you have an employee handbook, helping to get you in touch with the right attorneys who specialize in video game related law if you have specific questions about a contract. If there is a claim, we have 24/7 claims response services. We can provide loss prevention consultation. So we can help you review contracts you might have in place with, say, a 1099 contractor to look for specific language to make sure you've addressed the liability issues that could arise as you're working with different people. And again, these are all very specific and related to just the video game industry. So we're not advising on just a general basis, but we really understand the video game industry, and we want to make sure that you're getting tailored advice based on your studio's needs. So insurance solutions specifically for our IGA members. We can help you with individual insurance. So we understand individual medical. We understand that not everybody may be working for a developer, and maybe you decide to go out on your own and look to start your own company or work on your own project. So the individual insurance marketplace has changed based on healthcare reform. So that's Obamacare, healthcare reform. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this in the news. So we will help you navigate the complexities of your state's program, your specific state's exchange program, depending on where you are, and we can help you to enroll in that insurance during open enrollment, which is specified now. This is a law, so it's specified that open enrollment would be in December for the following year, starting January 1st, or if you have a qualifying event. So let's say you get married, you leave your job, and you lose coverage that you had on a group basis from your employer. You can, in those cases, you can absolutely sign up for individual insurance. I want to be really clear about one thing on the individual insurance marketplace. There is no special IGDA insurance, individual insurance program, okay, for individual health insurance. Individual health insurance is mandated by the government, and each state has some of their own caveats or regulations. So again, we'll help you navigate through those, but we have gotten some questions like, is there a special IGDA insurance carrier or program that's available? And the answer is no, but we will help you find the best program that's available for you based on your specific situation and the state you're located in. Looking at group medical. So let's say you're a game developer and you have some employees and you're interested in getting a group plan. There's really two ways that we can help you with this. One is the insurance only, so placing group medical, dental, vision, life insurance, all of those on a group platform. Or we can help you with everything from the employee benefits, payroll, and admin support, so HR. So maybe you're a smaller development studio, you have 10 employees working for you, and there's no full-time HR person. there's still a lot of HR-related questions or things that, and policies and procedures that you have to follow, and we can be a resource to help you do that. Some of you may have heard of something called a PEO. I want to be very clear. This insurance program, option 2, is not a PEO. You are not leasing back your employees. You remain in control of all of the employees that you have. This is simply a payroll service, employee benefits, work comp, and HR support, all packaged up and really nicely done on an amazing technology platform, so it's easy to enroll in and easy to look at. It's just an additional resource that's available for you as IGDA members. You do have preferred pricing in this, and again, we can get into the specifics of those based on your specific game development studio, but as members, there are fees that are waived through the IGDA. So if you're interested in this, if you're using payroll, or if you start to have employees, this is definitely something you're going to want to take a look at. This goes a little bit more in depth about our group medical admin platform solution. So Hub HR Solutions is what we call it. Simple pricing and the discounted fee. So it's $50 per employee per month to have the payroll, the admin, and the HR support. You do pay separately for the employee benefits, so the medical insurance, but you have the discounted fee of $50 a month for payroll per employee per month, and then there's a one-time setup fee that's typically $500, and for IGDA members, that's $250. So if you do look at some other companies out there, some other payroll companies, you'll see this is significantly less expensive, and the program is much more user-friendly, all technology-based, easy to use. I'm happy to send out demos to people if you are interested in that for your studio. So we talked a little bit more about HR solutions, and I want to talk a little more about what is available. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter the size of your studio or if you have a full-time HR person, you're still required to follow employment law. You're still required to do those HR things that are mandated by your state. And through our Hub HR Solutions platform, you can work with attorneys, you can understand the human resources concepts or questions that are out there that you may be unsure of, right? They can help you navigate that. If you need a handbook, if you have a severance issue, a separation issue with an employee, how to navigate all those things are new to a lot of people, and this resource is available and included if you do become a member of our insurance program through the IGDA. So business insurance. We talked a lot about health insurance and how to navigate that as an individual or as an employer. But then we have the business insurance. So things like errors and omissions insurance, general liability. Those are things that I'm sure you see in contracts required by publishers. But even if you don't have that requirement, it's a really good thing to consider this type of insurance if you are creating a video game. So this policy that we've created will cover everything from copyright, trademark, trade dress, those infringement claims that can be brought either on a valid basis or a frivolous basis, right? You still, as a developer, have to pay to defend, and that's where it can get very expensive if you don't have the right insurance in place. So let's look at an example. If you're a game developer and you create a game, anybody could come up and say, wait a minute, that game was my idea, you stole it. Now, whether that is a true statement or an untrue statement, it's your job to defend it, right? So this product, this errors and omissions product, would kick in and cover those types of claims. So they're going to pay your legal defense possibly. It would possibly pay a settlement depending on the circumstances. But it's issues like that that can arise that are covered through this policy. It's really important. You may see or you may hear of other companies offering errors and omissions insurance, and I just want everybody to make sure they're really understanding what their policy covers. So not all policies are created equal. Just because they say errors and omissions insurance, it doesn't mean, you know, it's apples to apples as you look at each different policy from each different company. It is really important that you're getting something tailored for a game company that is going to cover those things like copyright and trademark, because if those are excluded, you're really buying a policy that's not worth the paper it's written on, because you need it to be tailored to your company. So as IGDA members, you are eligible for what's called a no claims bonus based on the Game Guard policy, so the errors and omissions and general liability. Insurance is something we all buy and we all hope we don't use, right? All of us are required to have auto insurance and we pay for it every year, but nobody wants to have an auto claim and actually have to use it. So you're paying for something you don't have to use. That, you know, obviously is something that I'm sure not everyone's fond of. I don't get excited to pay my auto insurance premiums. So we're offering a no claims bonus. So if you go claims free on your general liability and your errors and omissions for 1 year, you get a 10% no claims bonus, 10% of the premium returned back to you. So you'll get a credit on next year's policy of 10% in the form of a no claims bonus. If you do have a claim, a lot of people ask, what, do I still get that bonus? The answer is no, but if you have a claim, that policy would potentially pay out $1 million or whatever your limit is, so you won't be worried about the 10% return in premium in that case. This coverage is worldwide, so this is something that I think is a good benefit that wasn't available before for our IGDA members. So regardless of where your studio is, this coverage is something that's available pending you meet all of the criteria. So if you're a US-based company, you're doing work in Asia or Europe, this coverage will extend. We can tailor the coverage to meet your insurance requirements. So you'll see different publishers might request different limits or have different requests for certain types of coverage. This is a modular policy, so you're not put in a box and it doesn't have to be the same for each developer. We can easily do this to meet all of your specific needs. So how do you apply for insurance? What are our next steps? If you go to the IGDA website, you'll see a link that's listed above, or you can just copy and paste this link. It's www.hubentertainment.com/IGDA, and there's quick links. So you'll see information about contacting us if you just have a question. You'll see information about filling out an application for the Game Guard insurance. And when we say Game Guard, we really mean the business side of the insurance. And then you'll see information about getting health insurance, whether that's group health insurance or individual medical. We need to collect some pieces of data so we can provide you quotes. So what happens when the application is received? If you're an individual and you're looking for medical insurance, we ask for a 5 to 7 day turnaround to provide you quotes after we receive your application. Once we have that information and once you have the options that are available for you, you'll complete the enrollment online, and then the health insurance plan will be put in place for you by the insurance companies. Different companies have different enrollment dates and requirements, so again, this is going to be very specific once you send back your application about the enrollment process, depending on the choices you've made. So business insurance. We're going to set up a call to address your specific risks, the specific needs of your company, and then we'll be able to better provide a time frame of how long we think a quote would take. I'll tell you, we always ask for a need by date, and we will do our very best to meet that need by date. If we can get all of the information, and the more information that you share about your company, about your studio, about the project you're working on, even resumes about who you are as a developer, that really helps the underwriter understand your business and underwrite it quickly and easily. So if we can get all of that information, you know, you're looking at a week turnaround time, so it's a pretty quick turnaround time to get your business insurance in place. Sometimes we can do it in 3 days, but again, we're asking for about a week once we have the complete information from you and the application filled out. Group health insurance, Again, this one varies greatly depending on the size and scope of your studio. So, you know, obviously if it's a 5-person studio, that might be a little quicker to quote than a 500-person studio. We're going to look at when your renewal dates are, why you're looking to make a change, and really figure out what specific needs you have. So we will set up a call within 2 to 3 days of getting the inquiry based on from the online system to really understand those, and then we'll set out a game plan with timelines so you know the specific next steps. So at this point, I'm going to open it up for questions, and we already have a few coming in. As I mentioned earlier, you can always email me. You'll have all of the my contact information in this presentation on the next slide, as well as on the IGDA website. But please feel free to type in the questions that you have in the chat box, and we'll go through and answer those. So a couple of the questions that just came in: is this coverage available outside the U.S.? So yes, it is. The business side of the insurance is available outside of the U.S. Let's talk a little bit about what might not be available outside of the U.S. So if you're a company with no U.S. presence, no employees here, you won't have access to the medical insurance. And again, most other countries have some form of government medical program, so there really wouldn't be a need for that, a need for either the group or individual medical coverage. But if you do have U.S.-based employees, even if you're an overseas company, we do have solutions to help you with that medical insurance. So what is available overseas, we can help with the business insurance. We can look at the errors and omissions, the general liability, work comp. Those types of things are all available to our members all over the world. So my next question is one that we get all the time, and it is, how much will this insurance typically cost? And that is pretty much impossible for me to answer over the phone without knowing the specifics of a company, of what type of project the developer might be working on. But what I'll tell you is, when we started this program, I told you the main reason we started GameGuard was because we couldn't find the right products in the marketplace, and the second part of that is they weren't priced appropriately. So it's ridiculous to think that a small 2-person studio could pay $25,000 to get errors and omissions insurance to cover their game, right? That's just not realistic. So we see premiums that range all over the board. We don't have minimum premiums per se, where some insurance companies will say, in order to get the insurance, you have to at least spend $5,000. It doesn't work like that. We're going to look at your specific situation, and we have some clients who have premiums of $800, $1,000. We have other clients that pay $500,000 for their insurance. So again, it's all over the board. It's tailored, but don't let the premium scare you. In this, they are appropriate based on the project, the size, scope of your studio. So there's a question that came up that says, on the slide about the full insurance, payroll, HR, etc., there was something about 51% of employees needing to be in the state of California. Is that correct? So yes, thank you for pointing that out. For the payroll portion of it, just simply the payroll HR piece, we do at this point need to have 51% of the employees domiciled in California. If you're just interested in group employee benefits, I have clients that have all of their employees in Texas. So we can offer the benefits piece of it, just that payroll piece is not available unless you have 51% of your employees in the state of California. I don't want to make any promises, but I do think that that will be changing and expanding mid-2016. So when we have an update on that, I will absolutely let you know. So another question came in, can we help other types of companies that are not video game related? And the answer is yes. One of the best parts about working in a large brokerage firm like Hub is that we have the ability and we have specialists in all different departments. So as insurance brokers, if you have a question that's entertainment related, even personal lines related, so your homeowners, auto, something like that, another type of business, there is absolutely someone here who can help you. Just send me a private message and we'll make sure, if I can't help you, we'll get you to the right person. Another question that's come in, does business insurance change for an LLC versus C Corp or an S Corp? Business insurance is going to be specific to your business. Doesn't necessarily matter how the business is organized, type of business, being an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. I know sometimes we're under the false impression that if we're an LLC or a corporation that you have no risk, right? That there's that corporate veil that protects you, so there's nothing to worry about. And that's not really true, or that isn't true. So having the insurance in place does provide you those protections. The policies that we offer can be for an individual just working on a game project they may have, an S Corp, a C Corp, an LLC. But no, there are no specific differences. You need this type of insurance if you're an LLC, or you need this if you're a C Corp or an S Corp, or you're prohibited from having something if you're, depending on how you're set up. There are no specific requirements in that sense. So another question, so to clarify, it's not one full package, but you can just get parts out of it. Benefits, HR only, insurance only, benefits only, depending on what's available where you're based. So yes, but. So this is a modular policy, a modular program. You could choose to get errors and omissions insurance or general liability. If we're talking about benefits, yes, you can choose to get just employee benefits. You could choose to only get medical insurance. You could get medical and dental, medical and vision. We could tailor the program however you want. If you are choosing option 2 in terms of benefits that includes the payroll solution, you would have to have the benefits and the payroll solution if that's available. So you wouldn't be able to buy the payroll solution on a standalone basis unless you were putting in place employee benefits. Now, there are exceptions to everything, and obviously we work with tons of startup developers. So let's say you're a startup developer and you need a payroll solution for September 1st, but you don't plan to offer benefits until December. We can have a conversation and work something out so you can get the payroll set up. You're still paying the $50 a month per employee in the setup fee, and then we can add in benefits when the time is right to do that for your business. So those are all the questions that I have that have come in at this time, and we are right at our 10:30 mark. I do want to just be respectful of everyone's time here. So if we don't have any additional questions now, we'll go ahead and end the webinar. Like I said, this is my contact information is on, trying to make the next slide pop up. See if I can do that. There it is. So my contact information is all here, email, phone number. If you need to reach me, please feel free to do that. You can find this again on the IGDA website. And please reach out if you have any questions about the program, anything about specific insurance-related questions, just feel free to let us know. So thank you, everyone, for your time, and I look forward to speaking with all of you soon.